Welcome to Microsoft 365 Business Boost. I'm Nick DeCourcy, and I'm here with Therman.
Hello there.
And this week, we are going to be talking about some interesting things that have been going on. As this goes out, it will be Copilot Plus PC Day tomorrow, June 18th. We just want to talk about that a little bit. We're going to touch on talking about Adobe and what's been going on there, and what the things that have been happening around the AI space in the last week might concern you going forward with some of the data that companies have for your business or for you. So let's get into it, Therma. So,
Mm.
Copilot Plus PCs, have you ordered one?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? So
No.
I was about to order one, and I was ready to do my pre-order with Best Buy and go down to Best Buy and pick one up. A nice
No,
little
wait, 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 wait.
Lenovo.
You being serious? Like that serious? You was about to order one?
I was about to order one. I was just about to order one, like a couple of days ago. I was about to order
Okay.
one. Um, I was going to go down to Best Buy on Tuesday morning, get myself my Copilot Plus PC, and start playing around with it. I was
Nice.
excited to do it, and then the news dropped
Hmm.
that the big new feature that is going to be part of a Copilot Plus PC is no longer actually going to be coming to the Copilot Plus PCs on release. So
So what did that do to your buying plans?
what did that do? I decided not to buy my Copilot Plus PC. So we can see
Okay.
here that there was an update that was issued by Microsoft on the Copilot Plus PCs. An update came on June 13th saying that when the Copilot Plus PCs eventually arrive on next Tuesday from then, June 18th, um, that the recall feature that everyone's been talking about will actually be not on the machines. You'll have to sign them up to the Windows Insider program in order to get that feature, but it's not actually going to be part of what's on the PCs from day one, which is a little bit confusing given that if you go over to shop for a Copilot Plus PC and you scroll down a little bit, we're seeing this feature. Oh, it's now marked as coming soon, but recall is still there pretty prominently, and there's only actually four things that are displayed on this carousel,
Hmm.
and two of them are items that are already available to everyone in Windows 11. So I'm a little confused right now as to why anyone would go out and purchase a branded Copilot Plus PC, given
Yeah.
that. Unless you definitely want a Qualcomm processor um, in your PC, why would you go ahead and do that?
Well, this the sexiness of it. I know we said Microsoft is not a sexy company and all that. They don't. That's not their world. But Copilot is the new thing. And if you branded this properly and in your marketing and all that, like, hey, check out Copilot and your PC, and these are these new sexy computers that come with X, Y, and Z, then I could easily see somebody purchasing it just because of that.
Do
And
you think they've actually managed to do that?
no, but that's a tough one. I'm gonna say for me, no. But out there in the world, people who are, seeing commercials and hanging out online and all the other stuff, whatever the push looks like, then I can't really say what I don't know. That's why my guess is that it's sexy. For me, it hasn't worked on me. I haven't seen a big blitz. I've seen a lot of Copilot, but I haven't seen a big blitz of Copilot in Windows PC. So I don't know. Maybe everybody else is in the same bucket as me. But I tell you what, if I guess I wish we would have had someone who did purchase this, see what they think. But if Microsoft is saying that you could get it now and then we'll put it on there later, I guess that's something to hold on to. But to just go out and buy it, I don't see the practical reason to go get it, except for that
Yeah,
the
I
chip you
I mean they
mentioned.
look like decent. They look like decent PCs. The whole ARM component is yet to be kind of proven, I guess.
Hmm.
But the whole fanfare of this is the Copilot Plus PC and this is what they're going to be doing, I feel like it's a little bit of an own goal right now. And in the space of a month, Microsoft has had to change direction on this. The same we had the Apple event last week, and
Hmm.
they announced a whole bunch of stuff, and some of it will be coming, and some of it will be coming later. And this just seems to be where we're at right now. That there's this huge excitement about announcing things that can't actually be delivered for whatever reason, and it seems it's getting to the point where I think it's a very strange way of doing business.
But that AI event, I was at the dealership earlier this week. I had to, take my car in for some service. I'm hanging out at a table working, and I
Mm.
hear two people who work at the dealership. They're talking to each other. The guy goes, "Hey, did you see this new thing that you could do with the iPads?" She's like, "No, what?" And he goes, "You could like write the math problem and it'll solve it for you." That when he went into a little bit more detail about how it works. Like you literally write the problem out and it makes the answer. And she was like, "Oh, all right, that's pretty cool." The reason why that works that way is because the majority of people are interested in that. That's the thing that they're into. So if you can properly say that, convey that message, and then get somebody, the regular layperson who's walking in the dealership, working at the dealership, talking to their colleagues, saying, "Hey, did you see the thing that you could do it with a with the iPads now?" That's how you do that. That's how you sell that message and get people to sell it for you. And you can't compete with Apple because you're not Apple. But if you're Microsoft, you're competing with Apple. And so my point is, I don't hear anybody running around saying, "Hey, you know, I need to get this Copilot and PC thing." But I do hear them talking about Copilot. People are talking about Copilot and how cool this thing is going to be. So if you say, "Yeah, add Copilot plus PC," someone else is going to sell it and say, "Hey, did you know you could buy a PC that comes built in with Copilot?" Nobody even know what that means, but they'll latch on and say, "Oh, Copilot plus my PC, I'm in." That's why I was just like, that's probably the only way that you get to sell it right now is the sexiness of it. Even though
Like,
Microsoft is not that type of company, but you got to know how to sell things.
maybe. I mean, the problem with that, Thurman, is you know who isn't that excited about Copilot?
Who's that?
The people who have bought it based on some of the demos they've seen, and then they find it can't do the thing that they were very excited about.
Yeah, yeah,
And
I
it'll be
know.
the same. I'm sure it'll be the same with Apple's stuff as well. Like a lot of stuff was demoed at their event that they said would come later. Later when? Like people are going to get those devices and they're not going to do what they showed, and people are
Yeah.
going to get Copilot Plus PCs that they've pre-ordered, and there's not a fanfare when they remove something they said they were going to give us. Like there's a blog post, and a few places pick it up. In this case, more places than probably would normally be the case, just because there's
Hmm.
been such a ruckus about recall as a feature. But the noise that's made about something that might be coming in the future, and the implication that it is going to come at a certain point, is very, very loud. The noise that is made when the decision is taken to remove it is very, very quiet, and that's a
Mm.
problem. Same thing with this last week. I'm a Copilot Pro subscriber. I was just trying to remember what it's called because there are so many Copilots.
There are
I'm a
so many.
Copilot Pro subscriber, and one of the big features that was announced barely 3 months ago, I think, at this point, was that GPTs, custom GPTs, like you get in ChatGPT, were
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
to Copilot Pro. Well, I got an email to let me know that as of next month, they're not going to be there anymore. They've been taken away. So
Wow.
at least I got an email that told me this was happening. But
Oh,
ordinarily, I haven't got any emails to tell me all the features that people think they're buying when they're buying something like Copilot for Microsoft 365, and only
hmm,
find they don't have them at the point that they start using it. But I did get that email. But it's like, what's going on? Like, you buy a product and it's only got a feature for 3 months. You pre-order a PC and it doesn't have one of the major four new features that you thought
hmm.
it was going to have. You buy yourself a new iPhone on the promise that you're going to have personal AI and certain things work on day one, but we have no idea when the rest of the features are going to come. Like we've got into this crazy place where the marketing departments of these companies are so eager to go out and announce things before they've even got them ready.
Yeah, but
Everyone is following the Elon Musk rule of marketing of just tell people it'll drive itself, whether it can or not. And I, I don't know. Is that turning out okay for him? I guess it is.
well, I
At
think
some
that's just
point,
where we are. Like that's how things are now. It's like it's not cool, but that's how things are. Like I can't remember if I brought this up, but you know how it was insane back in the days to put a headline on something and it was not true. Like you could put a headline on something and then put it in quotes, put a thing in quotes, put a quote in quotes,
which is a
and
quote.
then which is a quote, and then you read the thing and you see the quote in there. It's like you
Yeah.
were able to quote that, but now you're able to make up a fake quote
It's
just
like
to get
someone
people
may
to
have said
click.
it. Like
May
someone
have,
probably
you know what
said
I'm saying?
someone probably said this at some point.
Someone
So
probably said
we'll
it
say,
somewhere.
like, or I may insert whatever profession that you might want, and I have some weird opinion, so I'm now news.
Right.
Like who is
Right.
this person?
Exactly.
I've never seen this person. This person came up and smacked me in the face on the street. I would have no
Yes.
clue who they were, but um,
This is where we
it's
are.
this is where we are. It's all about the noise. No one cares. It's all about the noise. Like
Mhm.
who can make the most noise? I guess we're out here. We're talking about this stuff. We're trying to make our noise, aren't we? Um,
Here's what
while,
you got
while
to
you're
do.
watching, everyone, just hit that like button and subscribe because we want to make more noise for you. But
Yeah.
that's the world we live in now. Like I'm just telling
Yes.
people to smash their buttons to see more of this. But that's what everyone's doing.
But it's okay. It's okay when you can live up to the expectations. If someone is really loud and very good at talking about what you have done, but you've actually done it, that's a good thing. It's just that
Yeah.
when you when I go to the store, back in the days, if I bought something like a TV and something went wrong with the TV, I knew I had a direct course to be back and say, hey, you got to fix this TV. Something went wrong here. I had a warranty or built-in warranty, an extended warranty, or hey, I bought your product. It doesn't work. I need you to fix it. So that type of thing. Where now it is, if you were talking about Siri, if I bought an iPhone and Siri is just not working, what am I gonna do? Go online and complain? All I gotta do is sit there and wait for an update to come and fix it. We're in a world where these companies are so huge that it's almost normal for you to expect things just won't work and that you gotta
Things,
wait until they get
things just
fixed.
don't work. They change. Well, we're talking of not working and changing. Another huge company in the news this week, the tech news at least, Adobe.
Mm-hmm.
Upset a lot of their subscribers. Now, Adobe isn't known for being the cheapest of the SaaS companies that are out there, and I know caused a lot of issues for a lot of their subscribers some years ago when they decided to go from the I buy a CD and I install it and I own the software to the SaaS model of you rent it month to month. But
Yep.
now it seems they went further by changing their terms and conditions. Um, and forcing people, if they wanted to get into their data that they store in Adobe's cloud, they had to say yes, okay, I'm going to sign up to my your new terms and conditions that include language that would imply that they have the ability to take your content and use it for machine learning or other purposes in the future. I think the language was licensing the content, but obviously there are a lot of professionals that use Adobe. It's not necessarily their content that they own that they are working on in the system. And so this
Yeah.
causes all sorts of problems. And when we think about Adobe or Microsoft or Google, whoever it is, it creates this impression of, the cloud is this amazing thing, bringing all the stuff to the cloud. But if it's put behind a terms and conditions change where the only option you get is to say, yeah, I agree to that, or you can't get into anything, that puts us in a really troublesome situation around
Yes.
what are you going to do? You know, someone turns up to your front door and they've like bricked up your front door, and they're like, "Well, we'll give you a sledgehammer if you give us $50." You know, like you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
get in
yeah,
your
yeah.
house, like it's a shakedown at that point, right?
It is, and it's unfortunate, but that's another one of these situations where that's where we are. Like, can you imagine? Like, just imagine not having this situation. I've went to the store, I've bought the CD, I put it on my computer. I'm completely detached from
Mm,
you and your company. All I did was buy a CD. So now I want to work. And I can do that. And I don't have to worry about you and your automation and your tech knowing about all of the things that I've been doing and then using it to your advantage. I've already given
mm.
you what you needed from me, which is my money. You asked for my money, I gave that to you. Then you gave me a CD that I can now install. Why now, when we're in a new situation, you ask for my money, I give you that, and now you're asking for my data without, there's no exchange. You're not asking for my data for you to use it, for you to be better at what you do. All I did was give you money, and you gave me the software. And this is not just an Adobe thing; it's everybody. So
Yeah.
we talk about Microsoft on the show, so they're included too. Deep in their terms and conditions, if they wanted to switch something up one day and then make an announcement about it, they can do what Adobe just did. I don't see them doing that, but they can do that.
Mm,
That's an option
mm,
on the
mm.
table. Any one of these companies can do this new thing, and it's because we're in a different world. Like all of the people who grow up now, they are used to, hey, I'll just take the thing and understand that I'm bound to your terms and conditions that I didn't read. That wasn't us. We were able to take something and be detached from the company. You didn't hold on to me after it was all over. Now people are screwed. I said all that to say people are screwed.
So I think these companies have kind of gone crazy. Like this
Yeah.
AI wave that we're in right now of everyone
Hmm.
wanting to vacuum up data is kind of crazy. And I don't know if it's a term that's used in America at all, but I know in Britain we'll say you can't be a poacher and a gamekeeper at the same time. I don't know if that
No,
makes
no,
any
we don't use
sense
that.
to you. So like, you know, the gamekeeper would be the person who looks after all the animals that are hunted on an estate, and a poacher would be a person who would go out and he would try to steal the animals.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Back in the day, and it's a common. You can't be a poacher and a gamekeeper. Kind of saying you
I'm with
can't
you.
play both sides of the field at the same time, right?
Exactly,
And
exactly.
I
Right.
think that's what's going on here. If you've got companies that are taking our money on the basis that they are going to treat us and our assets well as their customers in exchange for taking that money. And that seems to have broken down a little bit, not just for Adobe, but for other companies as well. Of what does that
Mhm.
actually look like? Like
Right.
you cannot do everything and be trusted for all of it at the same time.
Agreed.
And I think that's the issue. Like enough is enough. If you're a company that makes software that people rely on for their business, then you cannot be a company that makes your money training on AIs from that data. Like that just
Mm.
doesn't work. Like you have to choose what is going to be the business that we want to be in the long term, and you have to commit to it. And sometimes committing to doing one thing will mean that you leave opportunities on the table somewhere else. But that is life, and the
That's
AI
okay.
wave
Yeah,
that we're in
exactly.
right now does not get rid of that reality that that is something that we do in life. We make decisions, we choose a path, and the other path that may have been better, may have been worse, closes to us.
We leave it on the table, and somebody else could pick it up. And it again, this is just one of those that's where we are today type things. We're just in a different world where things just work different. And it's a little frustrating for those of us who know what life is like before this. But again,
Us old guys.
us old folks, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
different for people who grew up in this. It's just different for them. They see the world differently, see the world and technology differently. So that's
Yeah,
what it is.
I think you're right. I think you're right, and I don't know. This is something I'm sure we'll come back to again and again as we make these podcasts, because it seems
Absolutely.
to be something that just keeps coming up. And I think both of us are people who we see a lot of upside in the technologies that we have access to right now. We make our
Yep.
living selling those technologies to people. But I think it's important to both of us to be honest about what the capabilities of what we do personally are and the capabilities of the tools that we use, and to
Yep.
highlight these kinds of risks to the people we work with, to our audience here, to our customers when we're working with them. Because to me, that's just the right thing to do. Like
Mm.
if you hide things, if you don't tell the truth about things, if you don't tell the truth about your products, it might not catch up with you today. It may not catch up with you tomorrow, but at some point, it's going to catch up with you, and it
Yeah.
creates a huge amount of risk. And I think that's what's being ignored.
Yeah. I was gonna go with overlooked, but I like ignored. I'm with you on that one.
Mm.
Same deal. Nick, thank you so much. Um, before we get out of here, you
Yep.
want to point the folks to where they can find you or what you got coming up?
Yeah, head over to LinkedIn, take a look at what I do there. I've been a little bit quiet the last couple of weeks. I've been quite busy with some projects, but still
Same.
a good place to reach out to me. And if you're interested in Copilot for Microsoft 365 and the good things about it, as opposed to some of the personally negative things about it, as one of these AI tools, then head over to my website and take a look at my adoption program. I have a package there that you can buy to adopt Microsoft 365 Copilot if you are running a small or medium-sized business. How about you, Therman? What have you got going on, and how should people reach you?
I'm always on LinkedIn. I've been out of the loop a little bit lately too, but I'm always in my DMs. So you need something from me, reach out on LinkedIn. Also, if you're a project manager and you create a risk register and you do it on Excel, that's cool. But I got something way better. The risk register revamp is a course that I created to show you how to create a risk register using SharePoint. And the only way I could sum it up is to tell you it is 2 million times better than Excel. Trust me on that. The link will be in the description. So go there. All right, Nick. This was good.
Okay, well,
And
take care,
everyone else.
Therman.
Yeah. I'll see you. If y'all we will be back in another 2 weeks. See you then.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what I did to celebrate Copilot Plus Day. Take
All
care.
right. See you.